This is the actual machine that we do this stuff with. Camera here. We have arm number 1 and arm number 2 hooked up, and arm number 3 is tucked behind.
This is one of only a handful of DaVinci centers in the entire state of Kansas. This one is located in OR4 here at the Newton Medical Center.
And what sets the DaVinci robotic surgery apart from regular laparoscopy is regular one, it would all be straight and would not do anything. I mean, you could open and close, and you might be able to spin around, but you don't have wrists. And in surgery, wrists mean a lot.
Dr. Bradley has been using the system since early 2011.
So each one of these is a different thing, okay, on the tip. But the thing you want to look at, there's several things. This is the part that feeds into the robot. So we slide and connect them, and it has 4 different wheels. And so each one of these are disposable, okay? They have 10 or 20 uses or 30 uses, depending on which they are, okay? And the robot reads the panel in here, and you can't use it more than that number of times. So you're allowed to use it for 10 surgeries or whatever, and then the robot won't work with it.
This piece of equipment can cost hundreds of dollars per use, and it's just one of 2 or 3 arms they have on the machine at any one time.
Because they worry about the scissors not being as sharp anymore, breakdown in the itty-bitty wires that you see that run it.
Each of these arms serves a different purpose.
So this one is cautery, okay? And so it's a bipolar cautery. Bi means 2, cautery means the electrical current goes from one paddle to the other paddle, and anything between it gets cooked. And so that cooks blood vessels, cooks nerves, so I cauterize it, and then I cut it. So I come in right behind it with the scissors and cut through it. This is a needle driver. So this, if you look really closely at it, the outside looks like it's a grasper, and the very bottom third is scissors. So I can drive a needle, and then I can go to the end of it like this and cut the suture.
The surgeon sits at the screen, which provides a high-resolution 3D image of the procedure at up to 10 times the magnification.
So this gives us a 3D view, and we can see amazing close-ups.
Things you couldn't possibly see with the naked eye.
What year is this? Well, it's backwards, so we're just going to spin it around here. And so it's a 2006 in Denver Mint, and so you can do all this stuff with this.
Dr. Bradley can quickly switch views of the site through the use of these foot pedals.
I operate with my shoes off because I want to feel these pedals. So I have 7 pedals to operate with my feet, and then these are my hand things. So the way we put the hands in is we put a thumb and a finger in, and then we leave the index finger out. And so then I move them like this, and I can go out and back. These are optical sensors that tell me whether my feet are over the right pedal or not, and I can see it in there. So I operate in my socks so I can feel it, because I'm a feel person.
The surgeon is in complete control, not the robot. So if the surgeon's head is not pressed up against the viewer, the system locks and remains motionless.
The other thing is this has cross sensors here, so this I can't do anything with it now. Your head has to be in the console for it to work. I'm an OB-GYN, and I have patients in labor the same time I'm doing surgery. So I call up the fetal heart strips on that monitor, and I do the surgery on this monitor in here, and so I can turn around and check and make sure my labor patient's fine for 10 seconds and turn right around and keep operating and know what's going on in 2 places at once.
To demonstrate this for us, the doctor is using some of the practice tools he used to master the machine.
So here's a rubber band. I'm going to pick up the rubber band. I'm going to move it over here. Okay.
Look closely and you'll see the pennies on the left-hand side of your screen. That gives you an idea of just how small these rubber bands really are.
So let's get in closer and really look at this rubber band. I stepped on the camera button and I pulled the arms close to me.
Oh, that's controlling the camera now.
So I'm zooming in and zooming out by holding down on that.
As we showed you earlier, the doctor's fingers go inside these loops, and he manipulates the arms by moving his fingers.
Okay, and you see I'm moving the instruments in and out by moving my hands, and I'm twisting by twisting my hands.
It takes a lot of training to use this machine, and some doctors say for them, there is a slight downside to using it.
Now, what's the worst thing for me about this, and for most surgeons? You don't have any tactile touch. Surgeons live by their hands. We have tactile sensation. We know what stuff feels like. You get none of it here. Now, the irony is your mind makes it up. Even though I didn't feel it here. I think I felt it. My mind tells me I felt it. I didn't feel it.
You can use the robotic arms to do incredibly technical moves like threading a needle. DaVinci also has the ability to filter out hand tremors.
You know, so it came naturally to me. For me, it equalizes hand size. I'm a big guy, I have big hands, you know. That everybody's operating with the same stuff. We're all in the same plane there.
When using this equipment, doctors make only a few 1-centimeter keyhole incisions to perform the operation, so patients usually experience less pain and have a much quicker recovery.
All the movement will keep that spot the same spot. So anything we do with the robot, moving it, pulling in and out, this stays at the same spot. And therefore, we don't wrench their abdomen. You're not like pulling a nail, you know, and having soreness. So we decrease the soreness by it all working from the very same spot.
Because the incision sites are so small, DaVinci also prevents patients from having a large surgical scar.
So on thyroids, they're coming in under the underarm and going under the skin up to do thyroid. So they're doing this like this to try to save a neck scar.
Using DaVinci also reduces the current 2 to 3% infection rate to nearly zero.
This is all draped in plastic in a real surgery. They have a drape that all the arms have to be draped. Everything is draped to keep it sterile. Press the pedal down. There you go.
Watching Dr. Bradley demonstrate it almost makes you feel like you could be a surgeon too, but
the key is it's a new technology and it takes us leaps ahead, but it is not a new surgery. So I've been doing hysterectomies for years. This is a new tool in my toolbox on how to do it. Okay, but I still know where the blood vessels are and where the attachments are and where the alligators live, and I know all those things already. This is just a different way to approach it.
when using DaVinci, there are a few more people in the operating room than in a standard procedure.
So we got an anesthesia person, so that's 1. We have the primary surgeon, that's 2. We have the assistant surgeon, that's 3. We have a circulating nurse, which goes and grabs stuff for us, that's 4. We have a scrubbed in nurse, that's 5. And usually for a DaVinci, we have 2 scrubbed in. So typically a minimum number in the room is 6. So it's not the be all and end all of surgery. And it's not right for every case. Less bleeding, less pain, and quicker recovery time for the patient.